Ladies and gentlemen, in any profession, the journey to earning more money doesn't begin with luck or shortcuts. It begins with becoming truly excellent at what you do. Mastery is the foundation of abundance. When you dedicate yourself to becoming the best in your field, whether you're a teacher, designer, mechanic, lawyer, doctor, or artist, you automatically separate yourself from the masses. Most people operate at a level of average. They do just enough to get by. They clock in, do what's expected, and clock out. If you want to earn more, you need to think differently. You need to operate at a standard far above the average, because your income will always reflect your level of contribution, and your contribution is a direct reflection of your mastery. Mastery doesn't mean perfection, and it certainly doesn't mean being the smartest person in the room. It means doing the deep work day after day. It means putting in the time others are unwilling to commit. It means learning the details, understanding the nuances, and refining your skills until your performance becomes exceptional. People don't pay more for average. They pay more for excellence. Think about the difference between a general practitioner and a specialized brain surgeon. The difference in income is staggering. Why? Because one has mastered a specific high-stakes craft, and people pay for that kind of precision, that kind of expertise, that kind of certainty. Here's the part that many people miss. Mastery is a mindset before it becomes a skill. You have to decide to pursue excellence. You have to choose to go deeper when others are content staying on the surface. Most professionals stop learning after the basics. They do the minimum required training, get certified, and then rely on experience alone to carry them forward. But real masters know that learning never ends. Every day is an opportunity to learn something new, to sharpen your edge, to study a little deeper, to test a new approach, to gain a better understanding. Mastery demands consistency. It's not a one-time decision. It's a lifestyle. And in the process of mastering your craft, something powerful happens. Your confidence grows. When you know your work is excellent, you walk and speak differently. You don't have to beg for opportunities. People come to you. When you operate at a high level, word spreads. Your name starts circulating in the right circles. Clients refer you. Employers recognize your value. Colleagues respect you. You begin to attract better offers, bigger opportunities, and higher pay, not because you asked for it, but because you've earned it through excellence. Now, some people will say, but I've been doing my job for 10 years and I'm still not earning more. The truth is, time on the job doesn't equal mastery. Repetition doesn't lead to growth unless it's paired with intention. A person can do the same task for 10 years and still be at the same level they were in year one. The key is in deliberate practice, pushing your limits, studying your results, seeking feedback, iterating until you're undeniably world-class at what you do. That's the kind of person who commands higher pay. Not someone who's been around the longest, but someone who continually improves. Another aspect of mastery is attention to detail. The small things matter. Going the extra mile, finishing with excellence, doing what others overlook. These are the habits that compound into extraordinary results. When you master your craft, you stop focusing on time and start focusing on results. That's when people begin to notice. And that's when your value in the marketplace increases. People who earn more don't necessarily work harder. They work better. They know more, solve problems faster. They deliver better outcomes. And because of that, they become assets no one wants to lose. If you want to be paid more, you have to become more skilled, more reliable, more efficient, more knowledgeable. That's what mastery brings. And when you master your craft, it opens the door to all the other keys. It becomes easier to market yourself because you're confident in your abilities. You understand how to communicate your value. You're not selling hype. You're presenting results. You start to grasp the value exchange because you're no longer thinking like a laborer. You're thinking like a leader in your profession. You naturally want to keep learning because mastery has shown you what's possible, and that hunger spills into your mindset. You begin to act like an entrepreneur taking full ownership of your growth. People start reaching out to you, your network grows, and your influence expands. All of it starts with one choice, the choice to be great at what you do. When you make that decision, when you commit to mastering your craft, money will follow because value always finds its way to the top. Being great at what you do is essential, but even mastery alone isn't enough if no one knows about it. The world doesn't just reward talent, it rewards visibility. If you want to earn more money in any profession, you must learn how to market yourself. You have to position yourself so that the right people know who you are, what you do, and why you're worth more. This isn't about bragging or inflating your ego. It's about creating clarity around the value you offer and communicating it confidently to the people who need it most. Too many skilled individuals stay stuck financially because they remain invisible. They work hard, they produce quality results, but they assume that their work will speak for itself. And while that may sound noble, it's not how the world works. In reality, people are busy. Employers are busy, clients are distracted. If you're not actively showcasing your expertise, someone less skilled but more visible will get the opportunity that was meant for you. That's the harsh truth. It's not the best who get paid the most, it's the best known. Marketing yourself means becoming intentional about how you're perceived in your field. It means crafting your personal brand. This includes the way you present yourself, the language you use to describe your work, and the platforms you use to share your ideas. If you're an employee, that could mean becoming known in your company or industry for your ability to solve specific problems. If you're self-employed, it could mean building an online presence, sharing case studies, giving value through content, or networking strategically. In both cases, the goal is the same: let the right people know that you exist and that you are excellent at what you do. Think about it. In any industry, the individuals who are known as go-to experts are rarely the ones hiding in the background. They're the ones who speak up, who contribute in meetings, who share insights, who build relationships, and who have the confidence to stand behind their work. These are the people who are top of mind when opportunities arise. They're not waiting to be discovered, they're making themselves discoverable. That's what self-marketing is. It's not manipulation. It's visibility. It's truthfully and strategically putting your value into the world. This process doesn't require a huge following or an expensive marketing strategy. It starts small. It starts by getting clear on what makes you different. What do you bring to the table that others don't? What problems do you solve better than most? What feedback do people consistently give you about your work? Use that information to build your message. When you introduce yourself, be specific. Instead of saying, "I'm in sales," say, "I help companies grow revenue by building high converting client relationships." Instead of saying, "I'm a writer," say, "I help brands tell stories that drive engagement and loyalty." That clarity is powerful and it sticks. Once you know how to talk about your value, the next step is to show it. Don't just tell people you're good, let them see it. If you're in a workplace, ask to take on projects where you can shine. Offer to solve problems that others avoid. Volunteer for opportunities that allow your work to be seen. If you're running a business, share real results. Post case studies. Teach what you know. Give away value before asking for anything in return. That's how you build trust and credibility, and that's how you build demand. And with visibility comes leverage. When people know you're good, when they've seen your work and heard your message, your value increases in their eyes. You're no longer just another professional. You're the professional. You're not just filling a role. You're solving a real problem. That's when people are willing to pay more, because people don't just pay for products or services. They pay for certainty. They want to know they're choosing someone who delivers. Marketing yourself gives them that certainty. And as you continue to grow your reputation, something else happens. You begin to attract opportunities that match your potential. People reach out to you. You're invited to be part of high-level conversations. You build influence in your space. This influence becomes a magnet for wealth because you're no longer chasing money. Money begins to find you. This is how you elevate your income, not by working more hours, but by being more strategic about how your value is perceived. Marketing yourself isn't separate from mastery. It's the bridge between your skill and your success. It's what takes your private excellence and turns it into public opportunity. When you combine world-class skills with the confidence and clarity to share them, you become unstoppable. You stop waiting for permission and you start commanding what you're truly worth. Earning more money in any profession comes down to understanding a simple truth: money is a reward for value delivered. It's not about working more hours, chasing titles, or blindly climbing the ladder. It's about the exchange of value. When you truly understand that money is simply a reflection of the problems you solve and the impact you create, everything changes. You begin to shift from asking, "How can I get paid more?" to "How can I give more value?" And that's where real financial growth begins. Most people focus on the money itself. They chase income without considering the value they're creating. But the truth is, your income will never rise sustainably beyond the level of value you provide. If you're solving low-level problems, you'll earn low-level pay. If you're solving high-level problems, creating significant results, or making meaningful contributions, your earnings will reflect that. That's the law of value exchange. And it applies universally across industries, roles, and professions. Value comes in many forms. It can be the ability to save time, to reduce cost, to improve efficiency, to increase profits, to enhance experiences, or even to inspire people into action. The more clearly you can identify the type of value you bring, the more intentional you can be about amplifying it. Think about the people in your industry who earn the most. What are they doing? What problems are they solving? What impact are they creating? Chances are they've positioned themselves as high-value individuals, not just by mastering their craft, but by focusing on what truly matters to the people they serve. This shift in mindset from task-oriented to value-driven is transformative. Instead of just doing your job, you begin to see the ripple effects of your work. A customer service rep isn't just answering calls, they're protecting the company's reputation and improving client retention. Teacher isn't just delivering a lesson, they're shaping minds and influencing future outcomes. A coder isn't just writing lines of code, they're building systems that can scale, automate, and drive growth. When you connect your work to the bigger picture, you start seeing yourself as a value creator, and that's when you start being paid like one. To maximize your earning potential, you must consistently ask, how can I increase the value I offer? That might mean improving your skills, learning a new tool, or thinking more strategically. It might mean listening more deeply to what your clients or colleagues really need and tailoring your approach to deliver better results. Sometimes it means creating solutions before they're even asked for, anticipating needs, solving problems proactively, and taking initiative. These are traits of high-value professionals. And here's where the connection to self-marketing comes in. Once you begin creating more value, you must also be able to communicate that value effectively. You must be able to show your employer, your clients, or your audience not just what you do, but how what you do improves their situation. This is what separates average earners from high earners. The average worker does their job and hopes someone notices. The high performer solves meaningful problems and makes sure the right people are aware of the results. Another key point is this value isn't always about technical skill. Often emotional intelligence, leadership, creativity, and the ability to connect with others are just as valuable. You might be the person who brings calm during chaos, who sees opportunities when others see obstacles, motivates the team when morale is low. These are intangible values, but they're deeply impactful. And when people see you as someone who lifts the environment, solves key issues, and drives results, they'll naturally want to pay you more to keep you around. The more you understand this principle, the more strategic your professional journey becomes. You stop waiting for promotions. You stop hoping for raises. Instead, you focus on becoming more valuable, and then you align yourself with people, roles, and opportunities that recognize and reward that value. You begin to see money not as the goal, but as the outcome of understanding what others need and delivering it better, faster, or more powerfully than anyone else. In every profession, every level of work, there are people earning significantly more than others doing seemingly similar tasks. The difference lies in how much value they create, how clearly they understand that value, how intentionally they deliver it. If you want to increase your income, increase your impact, look for ways to improve outcomes, become the person people turn to when they need real results. The moment you shift from just doing work to delivering value, you stop being replaceable and start becoming essential. The world is changing faster than ever. New technologies emerge, industries evolve, and the demands of the marketplace shift constantly. In this fast-paced environment, one of the most critical keys to earning more money in any profession is the commitment to never stop learning. No matter how skilled or experienced you are, the moment you stop growing is the moment you begin falling behind. Lifelong learning isn't just a nice idea. It's a necessary strategy for staying valuable, staying relevant, and staying ahead. Too many people make the mistake of thinking that once they get their degree, land the job, or hit a certain level of success, they've arrived. They stop reading, they stop training, stop investing in themselves, and over time their knowledge becomes outdated, their perspective becomes limited, and their value begins to decline without them even realizing it. Meanwhile, someone else, someone less experienced perhaps, but more hungry to learn, begins rising. That's how the marketplace works. It rewards those who adapt, those who evolve, and those who stay in tune with what's next. Learning doesn't always mean formal education. It doesn't mean going back to school or collecting certificates just for the sake of it. True learning is about curiosity, about constantly asking, what don't I know yet that could help me do this better? It's about seeking feedback, studying the trends, testing new methods, and being humble enough to admit that there's always another level. When you adopt this mindset, you start to see learning opportunities everywhere, in conversations, in podcasts, in books, in failures, and even in your daily work. The most successful professionals in the world, whether they're entrepreneurs, artists, engineers, or leaders, are students first. They are obsessed with growth. They understand that every new skill they develop, every new insight they gain adds to their toolbox, and that toolbox becomes their leverage in the marketplace. If you can solve more problems, work more efficiently, lead more effectively, or create more impact, you become more valuable. And when your value increases, so does your earning potential. Learning also fuels innovation. When you stay curious and open, you begin to connect ideas that others miss. You start seeing patterns. You recognize new opportunities. This kind of creative edge is what separates high earners from the rest. It's what allows someone in a traditional role to create a breakthrough process or launch a new product or find a smarter way to serve their clients. Kinds of contributions don't just add value, they multiply it. And that's the kind of contribution that leads to promotions, raises, partnerships, and even new income streams. There's also a psychological shift that happens when you commit to learning. Your confidence grows. Not arrogance, but real grounded confidence that comes from knowing you're capable of handling more. You stop shrinking away from challenges because you trust your ability to figure things out. You embrace new responsibilities because you know that with enough effort and focus, you can rise to the occasion. That internal shift is powerful. It's the difference between someone who avoids risk and someone who embraces opportunity, and it all stems from your belief in your ability to grow. In any profession, staying relevant is key. You might be excellent today, but what about tomorrow? Are you aware of where your industry is going? Are you learning about the tools and systems that are shaping the future? Are you keeping up with what your clients or customers truly need in this new economy? When you stop learning, you begin relying on old knowledge to solve new problems. And that's when your value starts to shrink. But if you stay updated, if you keep learning with intention, you become future-proof. You become adaptable. You become someone who leads the change instead of reacting to it. And when you pair continuous learning with mastery, self-marketing, and value creation, you create a powerful momentum. Don't just improve your skills. You begin to transform how you think. You become more strategic, more insightful, more creative. You begin attracting higher level opportunities, and you're ready for them because you've trained for them. You've invested in your growth, and now that investment begins to pay you back in bigger ways. Learning is not a luxury. It's a necessity if you want to rise in any field. No matter where you are right now, there is always another level, and education is the elevator. Keep growing, keep evolving, and you'll keep increasing your ability to earn, serve, and lead. One of the most powerful shifts you can make if you want to earn more money in any profession is to begin thinking like an entrepreneur, even if you're working as an employee. This doesn't mean starting a business or leaving your job. It means taking ownership of your role, your results, and your value. Too many people clock in, follow instructions, and do the bare minimum. They see themselves as just a piece of a larger system. The ones who rise, the ones who earn more and move faster, are the ones who treat their job like it's their business. They become the CEO of their responsibilities, no matter what title they hold. Entrepreneurial thinking means you're not waiting to be told what to do. You're looking for what needs to be done. You're identifying gaps, solving problems before they're visible, and consistently asking, how can this be done better? You stop thinking in terms of tasks and start thinking in terms of outcomes. That shift alone positions you differently in the eyes of your manager, your team, or your clients, because now you're not just executing. You're thinking strategically. People who think like entrepreneurs inside their roles also understand the importance of results. They know that income is directly connected to outcomes, not activity. It's not about how busy you are. It's about the impact you create. So they focus on delivering results that move the needle. They don't waste time doing things just to appear productive. They focus on what matters. They bring new ideas, test solutions, and take initiative. This mindset is rare. That's exactly why it's so valuable. When you take full responsibility for your role, you're no longer just part of the process. You start leading it. Even if you're not in management, even if you're not at the top of the hierarchy, you become a leader through your actions. You take ownership of mistakes. You seek feedback. You refine your performance. You raise the standard, not just for yourself, but for the people around you. And guess what happens when someone with that level of mindset is on a team? They get noticed. They get trusted. They get opportunities. because leaders recognize other leaders and companies are always looking for people who go beyond the minimum. Another advantage of thinking like an entrepreneur is that you start to understand value from the other side. You start to see what your employer is really trying to accomplish. You ask yourself, if this were my company, what would I focus on? That question changes everything. It forces you to align your work with the company's goals. It forces you to prioritize efficiency, quality, innovation. You begin to speak the language of solutions and results, language that decision makers respect and reward. You also start building habits that benefit you long term. Entrepreneurs know the importance of networking, managing time, managing energy, building influence, and constantly learning. So when you apply that same mindset in your career, you start becoming a more complete professional. You're no longer just developing technical skills, you're developing leadership, communication, and business acumen. These are the skills that drive promotions, higher paying roles, consulting offers, and long-term income growth. Now think about what happens when you combine this entrepreneurial mindset with mastery, marketing, and constant learning. You don't just do your job, you redefine it. You take what you're already good at and you elevate it. You make yourself more visible. Stay relevant by staying educated. You don't wait for permission to grow. You take responsibility for your own advancement. And when you do this consistently, your income has no choice but to rise with you. The truth is, we live in a results-driven world. No matter what your job is, no matter what field you're in, those who bring solutions and think beyond the basics will always be more valuable. They become irreplaceable. They become trusted. And in that trust comes greater opportunity, more responsibility, and higher rewards. When you think like an owner, you stop surviving and start thriving. You shift from limited thinking to limitless potential. No matter where you are, no matter what your current role looks like, you can adopt this mindset today. Take initiative, own your growth, think beyond your job description. Show up like everything depends on you, because the truth is your future does. No matter how skilled, intelligent, or hardworking you are, your ability to earn more money in any profession is deeply tied to one powerful factor: the strength of your network and your influence. The old idea that success comes only from talent or effort is incomplete. In today's world, opportunities flow through people. Connections open doors that skill alone cannot. You can be the most capable person in the room, but if no one knows who you are, if you're not connected to the right people, or if you're not positioned in the right circles, your potential stays hidden. That's why expanding your network and building influence is one of the most valuable investments you can make. Influence is not about being famous or loud. It's about trust. It's about being known for your expertise, your integrity, and your ability to contribute meaningful value. When people trust you, they refer you. When they respect you, they listen to your ideas. When they feel your presence makes things better, they want to work with you. Every one of those scenarios leads to opportunities that can increase your income, whether that's a new job offer, a high-value client, a strategic partnership, or a promotion that wasn't even posted publicly. Building your network doesn't mean randomly collecting contacts or attending events without purpose. It means being intentional about building real relationships with people who are aligned with your goals and your values. It means showing genuine interest in others, listening, helping where you can, staying connected consistently, not just when you need something. The people who are truly successful in any field aren't transactional. They give value first. They share ideas, offer support, introductions, and celebrate others' wins. That's how trust is built. And that trust eventually comes back around in powerful ways. Every person you meet has the potential to open a door you didn't know existed. That's why treating every interaction as important is critical. You never know who's watching, who's listening, or who will remember your name when an opportunity arises. It could be someone in your office. It could be someone at a conference, in a comment section, or even a quick conversation in passing. When you operate from a mindset of value and service, you attract people who see your potential, and those people become catalysts for your growth. In addition to expanding your network, you also want to expand your influence. That means becoming known for something specific. When people think of your name, what do they associate with it? Are you the problem solver, the creative thinker, the person who delivers under pressure? Building influence starts with clarity, knowing what you stand for, what you offer, and how you consistently show up. And then it's about sharing that with the world through your work, your communication, and your presence. You don't need a massive following to be influential. You just need the right people to know who you are and what you do well. This could be through sharing your insights in meetings, writing articles, contributing to group discussions, or offering mentorship to others in your space. Every time you add value publicly, you increase your visibility and your credibility. And over time, that influence begins to grow, sometimes faster than you expect. When your network expands and your influence deepens, opportunities start coming to you. People reach out with ideas, offers, and invitations. Your name comes up in rooms you've never been in, and you're no longer hustling for every new opportunity. Your reputation starts working for you. That's when earning more money becomes a byproduct of who you are and how you've shown up over time. And what's powerful is how all the other keys we've discussed support this. When you master your craft, people talk about you. When you market yourself well, people remember you. When you consistently deliver value and continue learning, people trust you. When you think like a leader, people want to follow you. All of this fuels your network and expands your influence naturally. It's not forced, it's a reflection of how you show up in the world. At the end of the day, your ability to earn more isn't just about what you do. It's also about who knows you, who believes in you, and who's willing to recommend you when the moment matters most. Grow your relationships. Generous with your value, and watch how quickly the right people begin to create the right opportunities around you. No matter your profession, background, or current position, the power to earn more is already within your hands. It doesn't come from luck or waiting for someone else to recognize your worth. It comes from deliberate action and a commitment to growth. Master your craft, you raise your value. When you market yourself with clarity and confidence, you increase your visibility. When you understand the value exchange, you align your efforts with real impact. When you never stop learning, you stay relevant and adaptable. When you think like an entrepreneur, you take full ownership of your success. And when you build strong networks and meaningful influence, you open doors to opportunities you never imagined. These are not just theories, they are proven principles. Principles that, when practiced consistently, will change your financial reality. Your future income is not limited by your current situation, but by your willingness to grow, evolve, and lead with purpose. So choose excellence, choose visibility, choose to create value every single day. Because when you do, wealth will no longer be something you chase, it will be something you attract.